last night or yesterday, I guess it was, me and Shane both separately watched the new Barbarian film that apparently everyone is raving about. We just looked it up, and I believe it was a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
92.
70% audience. My quick thoughts on this movie were I wanted to love it. There was lots of things, good things I thought it had going for it. I'm a huge Justin Long fan. I love him in almost everything I see him in. I thought he was great in it. I mean, he's great in everything. But yeah, it got too silly. I guess looking at the reviews and the critic response, it seems like everyone kind of knew that it was supposed to be like a horror comedy kind of thing. I didn't know there was supposed to be anything funny about this movie at all. So there were some laughs here and there, but I thought most of the laughs that I got were me laughing at the movie, not laughing with the movie. It all kind of was surreal in the beginning with the rental, what's going on, and you got, Skarsgård, the guy who plays Pennywise there, who is already creepy looking and creepy feeling. It's like, what's going on with his situation? And so you have all that going on, and that's very intriguing. And then she finds the basement. That's very intriguing. Then he's in there. You're trying to figure out if he's a part of this. And pretty much from the moment that his head gets smashed against the wall and he dies is pretty much when this movie lost me. We do go immediately to Justin Long, who's this, actor in Hollywood that is being canceled, right? Which is funny and it's not bad, but it just kind of throws you out of rhythm completely for me. Again, I had no expectation that it was a comedy or that there was supposed to be comedy, so I didn't really see that coming. And then I wasn't even sure if they were trying to be funny with the whole cancel thing or if what they were doing, but it seemed it seemed comical. And then the lady down in the basement was just so over the top stupid and silly that it kind of took me out of the whole movie. Overall, I don't think this is a great movie. I cannot believe this movie is a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's beyond me, man. I'm glad people enjoyed it. I'm glad people went out and see it. Like I was telling Shane the other day, I believe they're doing a prequel movie or series or whatever about it, which sounds somewhat intriguing, honestly, even though I didn't really enjoy this movie all that well. But yeah. So yeah, I would say in a thumbs up, thumbs down world, this was probably a thumbs down for me. But yeah, Shane, you had a chance to check it out. Give us your thoughts. What did you think about Barbarian?
I feel mixed. I did kind of get the comedy aspect. I enjoyed it for that. But, let me talk about the stuff I did like about it. I thought Zach Krieger, first of all, the writer and director, this is his first film. And I knew him a little bit from the Whitest Kids, sketch comedy group. So, I knew he had a comedy background, but I was really impressed with his first directing outing. I thought he handled the material very well. I thought he had a absolute vision that he wanted to see through, and it came across. There was a few instances that really stuck out too. I loved it whenever we get the flashback with the old man, and we track him with the camera, and then it goes inside the car. And then we follow with the car.
For sure.
Oh, man, that was top notch.
Or like even Alicia was saying, that neighborhood. It was so scary. Mm-hmm. It's just so tight.
That was one of the ridiculous things to it. I'm always the proponent of, when it comes to horror, keeping it simple. Because once you start overthinking, it's almost like someone, when I watch like Dateline, when a police interrogation and they start lying and they're giving you way too many details that don't matter. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, man, you're lying. Yeah. That's how some bad horror movies get. Right. It's kind of like with this, where it's like as soon as you start throwing me too many details that I can think about and overanalyze, it was kind of like that whole build-up with our hero. I don't see her name right there. Georgina Campbell.
Sure.
So Georgina starts off, and it's really cool. And
and
you sympathize. Great. Yeah, and you sympathize as her with a woman too. Yeah. You understand her predicament.
Yeah.
And you understand her choices. And so this whole time, she's very cautious about staying with this man because she's a woman by herself. But we see the next day when she's driving through the neighborhood, and it's like so dilapidated. It's like, how would you get out of your car?
How did you not notice this coming in, lady? Right?
How did you not Google Map?
That's what my wife said too.
So there's these trade-offs with this movie. So it just left me feeling very mixed, where I enjoyed a lot of it, but there were too many of those spots that were just...
The only thing I would say about that particular spot is that Marcus kept calling her phone, and she was trying to look at her phone, and she had like tweets coming in and Facebook messages, and so it felt like it kind of spoke a little bit about how we're so caught up into our phones that we don't notice
that could
bad
be the
things
case
going on around us.
But I highly doubt this being in Detroit. This is a very isolated street.
Yeah, the cop thing, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that thing was silly.
Well,
the cops come out and she's just like another crackhead.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of enjoyed that. Because, again...
I wanted to, because it felt like it could be real, but then at the same time, it just became, like, I feel like it'd be real at first. Like, they would have been very questioning.
I think it was over the top for
Yes,
sure. I'm not saying that it wasn't, but, to me, it also said that this director had something to say. They talked about, a little bit of with women. They talk a little bit about, this kind of... renewal of Detroit, about how this grassroots program is bringing the city back to life and helping communities and people. So, it almost seemed like it was, the whole police scene had some, maybe agenda. I don't want to say agenda, but it definitely had a message that the director, even if it was over the top, that they were trying to say. So, I want to commend them for that. And, the one last thing I want to say about this film is that what really impresses me, I just saw this 10 minutes ago, the budget on this was $4.5 million. Well, and that most of that was to create the woman.
Right. I would hope that it wasn't. What was expensive about making this movie?
That's impressive. You don't see budgets like this, especially whenever it did have quite a bit of CG in it. So you could tell that everything else
it wasn't
very
great
cheap.
CG.
No, it was very, very $4.5 million CG.
For sure. Yeah. If that.
I mean, anytime you see the villain and you're laughing, that's never a great sign. But I thought it was with some of the humor with it. But like I said, there were too many parts that I just couldn't
thumbs up, thumbs down world.
Man, that's tough, man. There's nothing in this world that's black and white. I'm a gray person.
Sucks that it's that way. But
then if it's that way, then thumbs up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's what I think happens a lot of times with these movies is that, I want to feel that way too because it's well made. It's got so much going for it, but I think
70% audience rating. To me, I think that's a fair score.
I think this movie should be in the 60s. Yeah, maybe even the high 50s. I mean,
it was nice seeing Justin Long back.
It was. Yeah. But yeah, guys. Let us know down in the comment section below what you guys thought of Barbarian. Have you guys had a chance to check it out? Did you like it, hate it, love it? Let us know down in the comment section below what your guys' thoughts are on that.